Alright, I'm gonna preface this video by saying that there is a good chance that I end up cursing in it, so if you don't want to see me ranting and cursing, I will kind of list in either a comment or in the description the reason that I have a problem with this update in a much more fashionable manner that does not involve that. But yeah, we're gonna continue straight along with the video. So this removal of the Dokkan reverse function is quite literally getting rid of years of work that I have done on my account. Now, to kind of show how this works, each character has what is called a growth path. And each time that you Dokkan Awaken the character, they kind of change their art as well as some of their abilities, etc. This update basically invalidates a whole bunch of work if you sat there and awakened your characters, like extra copies of characters to max, link leveled them, reversed them, link leveled them again if they had different links, and then set them in your box. For example, pretty much every single LR that I have in my box, if I pull an extra copy, let's just go with the newest characters. So the tech Broly that just came out, typically what I would do is I would have my main copy, which you have to get 5 to completely max him, because you need the initial copy and then 4 additional copies for hidden potential. If I pulled a 6 copy, I would start building him. So I would get him to SA level 10. I would awaken him to be able to put dupes in, and then once I had 4 additional dupes, so I got 5 additional copies of the character, I would then awaken him all the way to LR, link level him, and then reverse him down to the TUR phase. And then I would start building the SSR. And go on and on. When I link level and collect, I do what I like to call chain battle collecting, which is I care about having every single Dokkan Awakened stage of a character in my box. There are other people who play the game that want every single phase of the growth path filled out. So, for example, the Super Easy A Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the first Dokkan Fest Easy A, they will want to have a Super Easy A copy, a regular Easy A copy, the TUR copy, and the SSR copy. Sorry, the UR copy, and then an SSR copy. I don't do all of that. I get the SSR copy and the TUR copy, or rather, the UR copy and the TUR copy, and then I'm done. So this doesn't hit me as horrible as it could have been, but it is still pretty bad for me. So as of right now, I have sorry, let me just go quickly. I think it's around 600. I have 681 reverse Dokkan Awakened characters. So, as soon as this update hits, my entire box is going to get messed up. Now, I've already went in and I basically I remade one of my tags to be, I think I called it main units. Let me just quickly double check. Main copies, which is these are the copies that I'm going to use to run in any sort of event. So that is what I've done. Just for example's sake, I have 927 characters there. So that means I pretty much have an extra 600 that I've sat here and link leveled to have the link leveling that I'm at. A lot of discourse that I've seen so far since because I was busy earlier, so I couldn't record this video until now. A lot of discourse that I've seen is a lot of people saying, well, you sat there and you used the reverse in a way that was unintended, and now that they're fixing it, it sucks to be you, basically. My counter to that would be the game encourages you to sit here and get as many link level 10s as possible, as well as to Dokkan Awaken as many characters as possible for power level purposes. There is literally a section of the power level which is link skills at max level, meaning that you want to have as many links on a character as possible. So you want to LR them or TUR them to their max level, get all their links, and then for collection purposes, you can reverse them, and then they're sitting there, and you have all of the things sitting there. And once again, Dokkan Awakened characters is another thing that gives you points. So I just want to fully explain what I now need to do, as well as many other people who sit here and use this as a collection game. I no longer earn extra of any coin on any banner until I sit here and get to the point where I have an extra 5 copies of every single character in the unfeatured pool, which I think is like somewhere in the 300 to 400 characters. So now I have to rebuild all of those, and that's with summon currency, which has monetary value pretty much attached to it. I have to go through every single story mode, and I have to refarm up an SSR copy of any character there. I have to sit there, and I have to now get an extra 5 copies of any character from World Tournament, which if you've seen any of my summon videos on the World Tournament banner, that's atrocious. Some of the characters we're not even sure if we're going to be able to get again. For example, the heroes characters may never come back. So I can now never have an SSR copy of any of the summonable characters there if they never come back. I believe what they're going to do is they're going to put an EZA banner up, and when like heroes would come around and when they do EZAs. But still, I would have to sit there and I would have to get, like, I wouldn't have to get 5 copies of them to have them in my box, but now I need 1 of every single character again. And then I'm trying to think what else. Like the Prime Battle characters, I have to go get them. I have to go get literally every character. I now have to get 5 more times at least, and if they're LRs, I have to get them 10 times. So this update for I would say 99% of the community, I'll lower it and say like 95% because I know some people use this as a collection game. This for 95% of the players is just going to be a quality of life update that makes it easier to do things. For the other side of the community that was using Reverse Dokkan Awakenings to fill out their box, have each stage of a character done while being able to link level them, this is like atrociously bad. This, I'm trying to think if this is possibly the second worst update that they could have done to people who have spent countless years and countless hours of their life link leveling and collecting in this game. The worst is obviously Dokkan is shutting down. I don't think there is another one that comes close. I think this is the second worst thing that could have happened for someone who sits here and uses the game as a collection and power level grinding game. Because I know I make the joke a lot of times on a lot of my videos, but I don't actually fully play this game to challenge the hardest events and no item and whatever. This is a like collection and like building game for me. Like, I like to have my collection filled out with all the characters built up and link leveled and everything like that. I enjoy having that. Of course I do the events for completion, but I don't run the red zone stages multiple times. I don't sit there and know each unit's kit inside and out to the point where I know they're going to take this exact amount of damage in this event. One of the prime examples, I don't want to play Festival Battles ever again. They keep putting missions out, which kind of sucks for me, but oh well. So, there's so much I have to do now. And I want to continue with this quote-unquote rant. with what I will have to do now every single time that a new character comes out. So for every brand new character that comes out, now what I have to do is I have to check their links to make sure they don't change links in between Dokkan Awakening stages. If they do, I then have to link level the SSR, like I have to do what I had been doing in reverse. Because what I would do is I would awaken them to their furthest stage, link level all of their links to 10, and then reverse them, and then if they had like an extra link, I could sit there and I could use orbs or throw them back on the link level team. I can't reverse them anymore. So every single character that comes out, like let's say the next Dokkan Fest to come out is, I don't know, a Super Saiyan 3 Goku. If that Super Saiyan 3 Goku starts as Super Saiyan 2 Goku, and then when you Dokkan Awaken him, he turns into Super Saiyan 3, he's going to change from having some of his links and then having, like, Limit Breaking Form or Over in a Flash. I would then have to link level the SSR/UR copy of the character until all of his links that are unique to that phase of his Dokkan Awaken tree, and then I would have to awaken him and link level him again. So that makes this whole system very unfortunate for me, because now I will have to sit there and before I can even use the unit, I have to link level them, which kind of sucks. And for anyone that would want to later get into link leveling, that's just like inefficiency in your box. It's what I would say that if I were the one that was making this update, I would say what you should do is remove the medals, but you could keep the Reverse Dokkan Awakening where it's no cost, and then just implement the system as is, but you could still have the reverse. I presume the reason they want to get rid of this is because it will free up a lot of space, because now they don't have to have in storage like what stage of the awakening tree a character is at and if they're reversed and whatever, and it also streamlines the process for a lot of new players. But for players like me, this fucking sucks. I now have to restart my entire grind that I started probably 4 to 5 years ago. So yeah, I'll end off the video there. If you guys liked the video, make sure you hit the thumbs up down below. If you guys want to leave a comment, like, you are such a first world problem person sitting here and complaining about stuff in a game that only affects a small minority of the players, go ahead and throw that down below. I'll give you a response, but if you agree with me, go ahead and throw that down there as well. I don't know, I feel like a majority of players would probably disagree with me, but we'll see. And then if you guys like my content and want to see more, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as hitting the notification bell to be notified when I upload. But other than that, I shall see you all next time. Fuck this shit.